Welcome to The State of Us. Real people with honest opinions and the future of responsible media. Here's your host, Justin T. Weller.
The future of food. Yep, we're talking about food today. One of Lance and I's favorite pastimes, I believe, is food. So we're going to look at what the future of it is, from printing your food to order to facial recognition for cows. Holy moly. It's, you're in for a treat today. Pun intended. So, well, thanks. We'll get into it here in just a moment. Amidst all this political stuff going on, it just seems like the right time to talk about food. The one thing that humanity has in common, our love of stuffing our faces, still indulges us to this day. So we certainly couldn't begin a conversation on food without
your friendly redneck liberal, Lance Jackson.
This reminds me of when, like, year 2 of us doing the show.
Yeah?
Yeah, we're getting ready to start a show, and I have no clue what it's about, other than what you just told the audience.
Yep.
You guys used to do that to me
all the time.
Because you'd get mad because I always have all these comebacks and stuff and all this information. So you went to, like, year 2. It was like, no, you don't get to know the topic.
We've
been thinking and preparing for you. And so we're going to see if we can catch you off guard.
That's right. We learned
That's what I feel like today. You just came in, you go, okay, we finally got a topic. And then you said it. I'm like, oh, okay, here we go.
It's easier to beat somebody if the other team's not prepared, right?
Don't let me do my homework.
Yeah.
So this will be interesting. Let's get to
this. We were playing a game today.
I'm looking forward to it.
So it's a little bit like our 5G technology one here. We're going to let Lance ask some questions as we go and try to figure this out together. Food in general has been a passion of mine for a while, both from learning more about cooking, having worked at a restaurant that did a lot of the preparation in-house. It wasn't all pre-prepared food. And then, of course, before that, having, run a cattle company and understanding the differences between things like good and bad cholesterol and why you need red meat and more efficient forms of red meat and protein and all kinds of things like that. So it's definitely something that I always think it's interesting to help people understand more about it. For something that we've had for so long, you'd think we'd know more than we do.
And I just like to eat.
I know.
That's my,
Yeah? That's your expertise?
That's my expertise.
To the table here?
Mm-hmm.
Good tasting food?
Watching grandma and mom cook and being able to duplicate it and make things that people like to eat and make people feel good because they ate a meal that they enjoyed.
With enough butter, salt, and bread, almost anything can taste pretty good.
Amen, brother. That's my diet. The only thing you forgot was put a little flour on it and fry it in pork fat.
Okay.
Then it's good.
Yeah.
And you can even do that with your bread.
Well, soon you may be able
when
to
you make biscuits.
Yeah.
Yeah. You put grease on both sides from your pork. You put pork fat on it on each side of your bread.
Yeah.
On each side of your dough. Then you put it in the oven. You let it sizzle and fry.
Delicious.
Awesome. And you put a little bacon, in your green beans and cook them all day.
Uh-huh.
I mean, that's a little fried chicken, some mashed potatoes with real butter. You got a meal.
I needed to film this.
Huh?
Put it up on social media and
so
show
what do you
everybody.
have? I mean, that's why I cook.
Well, what I had for dinner last night was this is really bad. I promise I don't usually eat this way, but I just had like half of a French baguette.
I see.
Yep.
Bread and water, huh?
Yeah.
You in trouble at home or what?
No. It just sounded good.
Oh, okay.
It's like, hey, we got one of those.
Stale bread and water.
Yeah. Yummy.
I mean, come on. A French baguette, they're not fresh.
No.
Unless you cooked it yourself.
Well,
or baked it, excuse me.
Yeah.
Baked it yourself.
You don't cook bread. You bake it. Well, I suppose you could. That'd be weird. Cook it.
I told you, you cook biscuits, man.
Cook the bread. Yeah.
Or cornbread.
Yeah.
Cornbread's the same way.
Printing your food. This is
Print your food.
Yep.
When you say
Print it.
You know what that makes me think of when you say that?
Xerox that food. What?
The Jetsons.
I know. Yep. You said that the other day when I brought this up. You're like, hey.
For you old people.
And I said Star Trek replicators.
Right.
So depending on, hey, old people like Star Trek.
They do?
Yeah.
Oh.
Some old people.
Yeah.
Some old people like the Jetsons.
But the young people don't know the Jetsons.
No, probably not. Not as much. Like I know them. I've seen parts of episodes, but it's not like, ooh, I sat down and watched that.
I had a first today.
Mm.
I saw an episode of Perry Mason that I have never seen before.
How is that possible?
I don't know. But I was like, I texted.
Were you eating bread?
I texted my wife. I was eating my breakfast. Yes. It was a piece of cold pizza, but
hey, they say pizza is pretty good for breakfast option.
Oh, it's breakfast of champions.
Yeah.
I've been eating it since I was delivering papers in junior high.
Oh, you're like Camden that way? Cold pizza is better than warm?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
The flavors soak into the crust.
Printing your food.
Okay.
Printing your food. We're talking about pizza. See, we can't even, we're
Can
going to do a
it?
food episode.
Can we print a pizza?
We're 7 minutes in and haven't even talked about anything in the article because we're reminiscing on.
Well, wait a minute. You didn't tell me. Why should I be interested in printing my food?
Well, for those of you who have a meal that you love that you can't make yourself, or that you can't make as well as you like it. You know, I love all kinds of seafood, and yet it's one of the more challenging things to get right, unless you're just going to steam it. But, you know, if you're not going to do that, it's difficult to get it in that perfect place. So this is an opportunity with some of the future of food here to alleviate that. You can have your perfect whatever, printed it before your eyes. So the deal is, Lance, this technology exists. We've all heard of 3D printing, right? I can go to this machine. Mm-hmm. It's got a bunch of plastic loaded on board and it can print me a pen or whatever.
Right.
And if you're willing to wait 5 hours, you got a pen.
Or 3 days, right?
Yeah,
I saw a show where it takes 3 days to make, I forget what it was, but
yeah.
But it'll come out and it's like, bam, there it is.
Yeah. After we waited for that long.
I don't understand it, but yeah, I've seen that.
Yep. I mean, basically what it is, for anybody who's not familiar with 3D printing, is it's just a super hot, it basically melts the plastic that you load it with. Think of a hot glue gun, okay?
All right.
It's basically a super advanced hot glue gun.
They're dangerous.
Yeah. So you have that solid stick of glue, right? And in this case, it's a kind of plastic, and it superheats it to melt it just enough so that it can build layers very precisely with laser guided, precision to create anything, basically anything that could be made of plastic. So take a pen, it has a pre-designed template on board, and it very carefully, I'm holding the pen here flat on the table, builds the bottom layer and just goes back and forth and just keeps ever so slowly adding a little bit on. So it's like a super precise hot glue gun. But now they're taking this into food. So the thinking here is that you put in the ingredients. So you grab some of Lance's favorites and you say, I want, stuffing, cornbread stuffing. That's what I'm in the mood for today. So we just throw a couple things into it and it prints it out for you. And that's like a more simple thing because you can kind of just throw that together anyway, right? Just kind of mix it all up and throw it in the oven and ta-da. But for more complicated things, maybe you're looking for a nice steak dinner, right? You put the meat in there and it's going to print you your medium well steak or medium rare or medium or whatever your fancy is. So that's pretty cool. They're expecting the consumer version of this to be available in a few years. I'm sure that we're in the several $1,000 price range for this thing, and that it'll be super slow to start with. But hey, people who are around my age, millennials, will probably live to see the day where this stuff's super fast, right? And you don't even have to put the ingredients in. You let her go. Okay. So printing food.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. By Natural Machines. That's the company responsible for this. There's an oxymoron for you, right? Natural Machines.
Okay.
Protein from algae is next up on the future of food, Lance. There's a shallow blue-green pool of water in the New Mexican desert, and it isn't a mirage. It is the site for growing algae, plants that are highly rich in protein and omega-3. So, your doctor's going to prescribe you some algae.
I'm supposed to eat that?
Yep. Now, advances in algae farming are making it a popular ingredient in foods like algae-based protein bars and vegan shrimp, as well as other products such as fish feed and food coloring. What do you think about eating some algae. I was just looking at Lance's face. He was okay with the print thing. He was like, yeah, I could see liking that. Okay. No, to the algae, not for you. Not going to pick up some algae bars from the store.
Can you put some flour on it and fry it in grease?
Probably.
And then I can eat it.
You can go out back to your creek and get some algae.
I'm not eating pond scum.
That's what we're talking about, basically, you know? Algae. Codes.
I mean, I've read, I'm not silly. I've read that it's full of nutrients.
Yeah. It makes sense.
Right.
Most plants have, a lot of different kinds of good nutritional quality.
Like when I have a salad, I still need meat. I don't understand. Sorry, folks. I'm not making fun of you.
Like a chicken salad kind of person, or beef salad,
or something.
Or tuna salad.
You have to have meat.
Okay, or potato salad.
No, potato salad. See,
the
way I make potato salad.
Is there meat in your potato salad?
Has bacon in it.
Okay, well that's fair.
That's meat.
Love bacon. Bacon is excellent. Anyway, sorry. Codes to chew on. When food makes people sick, grocery stores and restaurants yank it off their shelves and menus, and regulators race to find the source. But companies and officials often struggle to determine exactly where the tainted food came from, which leads to these, where we hear about these massive recalls. To be safe, they have to recall way more than's actually a problem. Because it's like, well, we don't know for sure.
Well, because they make it in mass quantities.
Yeah.
At the factory.
Yep.
So they have to take the whole run, even though there's only a little bit of it.
Yep. So now many companies are trying to improve the traceability in the food supply chain as producers, distributors, retailers, and restaurants are facing the costly recalls. So basically, one possible solution is edible barcodes, a DNA-based fingerprint designed to make food traceable back to its source within minutes. So, you go to the store and you pick up with this bottle of water we got right here has got a barcode on it. So, barcodes are everywhere these days. They're not that odd. The same thinking is here, that we can basically alter a piece of the food's DNA so that we know where it came from, source-wise. No effect on quality, taste, or even appearance. You wouldn't even know. But it should help reduce the amount and size of recalls. When there is a problem, they can take the food and say, bam, this is where it came from. So only these things during these days we're bringing back, instead of, well, we have to recall, 2 million dozen eggs or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
We have to recall 10 eggs. And because they were all bought at this Kroger, on this day at this hour, Kroger, these are Kroger Plus customers, so we can just call them up and say, hey, don't eat those eggs. Bring them back. We'll get you some new eggs, And then there's no big mass hysteria and
makes sense.
Price drop in the market. Yeah.
Sure. That makes sense.
Sounds pretty good, right? That one's, I think, an easy one, hopefully. If it doesn't change the food, if it doesn't hurt anything, why not? Waste not, want not. Farmers, grocers, restaurants, and consumers waste billions of dollars worth of food every year, devouring resources like water and energy while millions of people around the world go hungry. Now, tech startups are looking to corporate giants like Walmart. They're trying to address the problem. One of the newest weapons in the deck left at the bottom of a wine press, using organic agriculture byproducts like grape skins, developed an ultra-thin edible coating that can be applied to the surface of fruit. It slows evaporation and oxidation, forces that eventually cause fruit to spoil. A quote-unquote natural preservative. Grape skins.
I like grapes.
There we go. I wonder if we can coat people in those.
Yeah.
Improve your longevity. Just give you a grape skin coat.
Today's not, I'm told, you heard my rant earlier today. This is not the day to talk to me about hanging around.
No?
It's hard for me to find reasons to want to be around.
Yeah? Grape skin coat's not enough to make you want to stick around?
That's not enough.
I think the food printer, though, that should be enough for you, right? To stick around. Imagine that. Just
to see the Jetsons come to life. That would be cool.
That'd be worth it.
Yeah.
I think. So we still got 2 pretty cool things up on the docket. I saved some of the best for last.
Okay.
Cameras for...
Oh, algae wasn't one of them?
Oh, no.
Oh, okay. That's about as cool as you can get, baby. Spooning some algae into your mouth. Yum, yum. Pass the salt. I'm having some algae.
Yeah, let me put half a container of salt on this, and we'll eat it up. Like you said, we'll fry it into a crisp, right? Algae chips.
That might be good.
Yeah, I think those are actually a thing, though, already. I'm pretty sure. Algae chips. Yeah.
I know that I have a former student who is majoring in like food production at Ohio State, who's going to make me a fat-free, saltless potato chip that tastes just like a real potato chip.
I'm all for that.
That's their goal.
Hand me those algae chips.
I can eat all I want and have the same sensation without any of the sin.
Sounds great.
Yeah.
When is he going to get that done?
I don't know.
So let's move out here.
He's only a junior, so I don't know.
Shoot. Darn it. We'll have to have him on the show as soon as he comes up with
That's right.
Cameras for cows and the food computer are up next. So, but before we get to that, we're taking a break from the politics because really, honestly, there's not enough new to talk about. Many of you have heard, obviously, that Kavanaugh has been confirmed. And there's just, Lance and I don't have a lot new to add to that. I don't think. So unlike the rest of the media.
Not here.
Yeah. We're not just going to keep beating the dead horse. Okay. It is what it is. And now there's other things happening in the world. So we're pressing forward with things like the future of food. We decided to go a little lighthearted today. It's been a tough couple of weeks for a lot of people. I know some very heated feelings on all sides. So food, right? Mm-hmm. That's where we can unite. So, and the State of Us is looking to cover those topics which the mainstream media either does not pay enough attention to or does not give the right kind of attention to. And today I would say that it's probably not enough attention to things like positive things that are happening, making food better and safer, hopefully, and reducing waste. Hey, maybe feeding more people. So all of these things are interesting, even if some of them are questionable. But as part of the TrueChat network, the State of Us pursues a common goal, which we all strive to attain. TrueChat's mission is to educate people by providing honest, open, and respectful conversations. So if you think that we're not keeping up to that standard, email ethics@truechat.org, ethics@truechat.org. The future of food. It was originally in the Wall Street Journal, a special report section. The R section is the special report section on Wednesday, October 3rd. So check it out. You can read all kinds of stuff there. This is just obviously a very, broad brush here that we're painting with and having a little fun today. So let us know your thoughts. Are there some things that you would like to see in the future of food? What have you been waiting for? For Lance, it is the fat-free, no-calorie potato chip. What about you? Are you a Lanceite out there? Are you on that same train, or is there something else? Let us know on Twitter, Facebook, etc. at TrueChat ROG, TrueChat.org. Cameras for cows. Facial recognition technology is helping farmers track cows on dairy farms. I was wondering how long it'd take for the snicker. We haven't gotten there yet.
I was trying to figure out cameras for cows and where it was going to go.
Yeah.
I got to recognize my cows.
Facial recognition technology. Yep.
I can't brand them anymore.
No. Well, facial recognition technology is helping farmers track cows on dairy farms and give them insight into the animal's behaviors. The same software that's used to catch jaywalkers in China and verify travelers boarding planes can identify cows using their faces and the patterns of their hides.
So Josie's depressed. She's going out to the tree where her mate was slaughtered for meat.
Yep.
And she's depressed and not given enough milk. So now I have to find a way I can give her some antidepressants or what, so that she'll produce more milk for me.
From there, it can monitor how much an individual animal eats and drinks and how it acts. If a cow deviates from its normal food or water intake, for instance, farmers can have an alert sent to their phones encouraging them to put out more food or assess the animal's health. Every action gets reduced to cow X did Y for Z amounts of seconds, said David Hunt, who's the co-founder and president of Canthus, a Dublin-based company that brought facial recognition to the dairy barn. I remember going to the Ohio Dairy Expo a couple years ago and watching this video on this automated feeding system for dairy herds. The computer operates a self-driving feed machine that's parked in the feed shed, collects the supplies based on the previous day's data, goes to the barn, and distributes the feed. It then collects the intake rate and consumption of the feed and calculates the next day's, and there's no intervention from people. And I thought that was pretty amazing. But it makes sense, right? I mean, you know, if you ear tag them, if we brand them, these all still require some sort of manual whatever.
Right.
In this situation, we get the cameras set up, they scan each cow, and then they watch each cow and put all the data in place for you and send you the alert when you need to look out for it. There you go, Lance. Facial recognition for cows.
For my cow. Okay.
Cameras for cows. Yeah? What do you think?
I guess.
You seem a little hesitant.
Yeah.
Yeah?
I mean, if Bessie's not putting out, you know, then we got to do something else with her.
Yeah?
Seems like a little far-fetched.
Okay. I mean, it works apparently, right? So
does the cost counter? I mean, how much they produce and everything?
Yeah, I don't know how much this costs. I feel like this is an expensive thing. You got to have a lot of cameras, depending on how many cows you got.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of cow cameras.
Sounds like drones to me.
Hey.
More you see, even the cows can't escape.
No
camera.
privacy for cows these days.
I'm not trying to make light of this, but that's really kind of sick.
It'll get to the point, right, where we think
we have to watch everything.
You eat a steak.
Can I pick out my cow?
We can show you the video of how your steak lived.
Of the cow that I want.
Yeah.
That cow had the nice life. I want a
nice
T-bone
meat.
from that cow.
From that cow.
I want a glass of milk from that cow because they look calm and serene. And so their milk won't have as much stress in it. Are you kidding me?
Don't want the aura of stress?
Come on. Really?
The industry's all about efficiency.
I know.
I think that quote's pretty accurate. I mean, from at least my experience, my cattle were beef. So I know dairy's a whole other ballgame, but as much as possible, the name of the game has been for a long time, how, as much as we can, do we reduce them to an XYZ kind of system? There's always variable, obviously, because you have animals, but the less variable that you have to manually deal with, that's one of the greatest time constraints, you know? Most of the time, if everybody's happy and healthy, there's not a lot of day-to-day work for it. It's when they aren't happy and healthy and when they, do weird things. So
what's Clint Eastwood supposed to do as Rowdy Yates on Rawhide? There's no more cattle drives.
Yeah.
We're just going to watch them with cameras.
Yep, the drone. The drones will hurt them.
See, I'm on to something there, right?
Yeah.
This shouldn't be.
Hey,
it should be drones.
You need to start a company.
Drones for cows.
Yeah. The drone cowboys, the drone boys, the cow drones.
Could be a movie.
Yeah. I could see it. Hey, we're making fun of this, but somebody's going to come up with it. It's going to be worth a lot of money.
Somebody's going to make money. And we better patent this.
That's right. Copyright, Lance Jackson, 2018.
Why don't I just make it? I'm sorry. I should be more serious, but I'm not going to be. Why don't I just make a plastic cow to produce the kind of milk that I want with my machine?
Oh, with your printer.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think that it could create a functioning cow. A plastic cow that could actually eat grass.
Well, it's no good till it does that.
Well,
it's
can make other
me
things.
Food.
Yeah.
What's going to make me?
You have to put the ingredients in. I don't think it works in reverse. I don't think you can put a steak in and have it make a cow come back out of it. I don't think that's how it goes. At least not yet. That'd be a little freaky.
So I put a steak in it and it makes a steak?
Well, you put some meat in it and it makes steak. I think, I don't know. I know it doesn't work in reverse. I know you can't put the steak in and get the cow back out of it.
Okay, but if I've got
Why would you want to do that
If
anyway?
I've got my printer and I want a steak, what do I put in it?
Well, steak might have been a bad example.
Okay, what will my printer make?
All kinds of things. I mean, you could make steak.
I just asked for a steak and you said I can't.
You put the raw meat in it.
Yeah.
Right? And then it cooks the steak to the temperature you want and seasons it the way that you want. You don't have to do anything other than put the steak in there.
How about my cornbread?
Okay, you put the ingredients for the cornbread into the thing, and then it makes your perfect cornbread for you.
Sounds like my oven.
Yeah, but you got to mix everything. I can't help that you make simple meals. You know, this is for those highfalutin people who eat these really complicated things.
Like what?
I think. I don't know.
What's highfalutin and complicated to make?
I don't know.
All you do is take a couple ingredients and put it together in a pan or in a bowl.
Yeah.
What's so highfalutin to make?
I don't know. Maybe like triple layered chocolate cake, you know, faster than you could make it yourself.
You just said it takes hours for this thing
right
to work.
now.
It's got to
get better.
I can make a triple decker chocolate
time.
cake in an hour.
Yeah? How much?
What do you mean?
I want a chocolate cake.
Okay.
How much?
What do you mean how much?
I want to know how much I have to pay you to get a chocolate cake.
Nothing. Just ask.
A triple chocolate cake.
Okay.
Is that possible?
You want 3 layers or you want 3 times the chocolate?
Both. Can we do that?
Yeah.
3 layers and 3 times the chocolate in each layer? Just bring it, all the chocolate.
I made some banana bread with pecans and chocolate chips in it this morning.
Really?
It was good.
That sounds good.
Slathered in butter.
All right. We're going to have to end. I'm getting hungry.
What kind of machine could do that?
All I had for lunch was jerky.
How can you do that? How can a machine do that? Make my banana bread with my 2 bad bananas.
Yeah, it probably can. Maybe not right now, but I'm sure.
So I could have thrown the flour and the sugar and the eggs and the bananas and it would cut up my pecans like I want them cut up.
Well,
and my
I
chocolate
don't know
chips,
if it'll do that right now.
and then print me out.
I'm not sure.
In 45 minutes,
we'll have to call them
my
up.
pan of banana bread.
See if we can get one of these for you to test.
Okay.
We'll give them a call. Well, we'll probably won't give them a call.
Because my banana bread was good with my fresh coffee this morning.
Yeah, I like banana bread. The food computer. I saved this one for last just for you. We've only got a few seconds. Think you could never find a tomato in the U.S. that tasted as good as the one that you ate fresh off the vine in Tuscany? Well, Open Agriculture Initiative at the MIT Media Lab, a researcher there says he can recreate Tuscany in a box with his food computer. The idea, set up a controlled environment, usually in a space about the size of a shipping container, where every aspect of a plant's needs are controlled and tracked so that water, root zone temperature, sunlight, mineral consumption, and other factors are monitored and adjusted through electrical meters and devices that dose the plant with substances it would encounter in its natural environment, such as chemicals released by insects. All factors can be tracked, and the ideal growing conditions can be created to recreate the tomato from Tuscany.
Sounds good if you can do it. Nothing better than on a hot summer day than tomatoes off the vine. I grew up on that as a kid.
You just eat them raw?
Mm-hmm.
Just bite into it
like an apple. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Ooh.
Did that for years in my hometown of Missouri.
I don't know why I don't like tomatoes by themselves.
Oh, there's nothing better.
No. I like apples. I don't know.
Yeah.
It might be that they're just too...
When you're out playing ball and you're not allowed to come in the house.
Too squishy.
It's full of water and it tastes good and you don't need any
salt. Get you hydrated?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You've already got salt running down all your sweat, so.
Well, let us know your thoughts on food. We'll see where it takes us. Those are just a few things. There's really a lot in this section. Handing it over to Lance now. So
there's more?
So that he can peruse food and everything that we've got to offer. But, like I said, we're taking a little bit lighter break today. We'll get back at it. Don't worry. We'll get back to those world-shattering, complicated, super depressing issues soon.
Man, they've invested more than $2 billion this year.
Yeah.
And $1.5 billion in 2016 and another $1.5 billion in 2017.
I'm telling you, Lance,
I could do a lot with that kind of money.
I know, right? Just give TrueChat just a little tiny slice of that. We'll make the world better, I promise. You know?
I'm with you.
We could have all the tomatoes from Tuscany we want. And we don't even have to make one of those weird artificial, grow places either. We'll just order them from Tuscany directly. Have them flown in via private plane same day, So let us know your thoughts on food, the future of it, and what you'd like us to talk about next at TrueChat.org, TrueChat.org, Facebook, Twitter, etc. If you have some suggestions, we're open to them. We're estimating that this week will be another wasted week in the news media, for the most part, on the never-ending Kavanaugh saga is what it seems to be. But we'll be bringing you what we think's relevant. Hopefully we'll have some good news stuff on Wednesday for you. You can find True Chat Podcast anywhere that fine podcasts are found. On where, Lance? You got to get one of them.
Oh, what's that one? It's where
all your friends listen.
All my friends find it. Oh, gosh.
Starts with an S.
And it's not Snapchat.
No. Nope.
Sony. Spotify.
There we go. Woo! Spotify.
Way to go, peeps.
Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and pretty much anywhere that fine podcasts are found. So check it out. Make sure you subscribe to the show so that you get all the new episodes. For the State of Us on TrueChat in Urbana, I'm Justin T. Weller.
And I'm Lance Jackson. Spotify.
Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you next time on The State of Us. Be the change.